Hey, I'm Jen, posture coach, ergonomist, and personal trainer, and welcome to Recovery Day. So Recovery Day is all about recovering the body. So if you are having aches and pains all throughout the body because maybe you sit so much, or even if you're an active person and all you're doing is working out really hard, but you're not giving yourself a recovery day, which everyone should at least once a week, then this video is for you. So we're gonna need a little bit of pieces of equipment. We're gonna need a foam roller, and I'm using a lacrosse ball. If you don't have a lacrosse ball, you can use a tennis ball, you can use a golf ball, you can use a softball, any type of ball. And if you don't have a ball and you don't have a foam roller, then you can skip this part and go right into the stretching, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do with the ball. We are going to release the tension in our feet. If you have achy feet, even if you have sometimes back pain, it could be coming from your feet. So we have to take care of our feet. And all we're gonna do, we're not gonna roll our feet on the ball, but we're gonna find pressure points or trigger points at the bottom of our foot and just push our weight down, push the foot down into the ball. So we're gonna start with the heel, okay? We're gonna start with the heel. We're gonna move our way to the arches of your foot and then to the ball of your foot. So starting with the heel, you are gonna have to kind of move your foot around to find a tender spot. You'll know what a tender spot is because you're gonna be like, ooh, this kind of hurts a little bit, okay? So find that tender spot. Once you found it, cool, you're gonna hang out there and push your foot, almost like you're stepping on the ball. Push your foot, put some pressure there, and hold it there for about 30 to 60 seconds while you breathe, while you let go of that tension and relax, okay? You're gonna hold that there, then we're gonna move on to the arch of your foot. Same thing, find that point where it's like, ooh, this is tender. Push your weight into it, hold it there. The key here is it's gonna hurt, but you need to think, okay, it hurts, but I'm gonna push and I'm going to breathe and try your very best to relax, okay? After you do the arch, then find a tender spot, the ball of your foot, do the same thing, okay? So you can pause this video while you take care of both your feet, and then we're gonna move on to the next thing. So the next thing is foam rolling. So now you're gonna use your foam roller. We're gonna get down on the mat, and we're gonna work our way up. So now that we've already taken care of the feet, the next order of business is gonna be our calves, okay? So you can do this one of two ways. You can roll both of your calves at the same time, or we can isolate and do one at a time. If you're doing both, you place your legs on top of the foam roller and you're gonna use your hands to kind of get yourself up a little bit so that you can roll. You're literally just gonna roll back and forth. Again, we're looking for these tender spots. And whenever you foam roll, I want you to think about going nice and slow. It's not about rolling really fast, but it's about going slow, connecting back with your body and really giving your body some love. That's what it's needing. It's needing some TLC. Now, if you wanna isolate and do one at a time, same thing, now you have the other leg as leverage. Okay, this is gonna help you get up a little bit, bring your hips up, and you're gonna slowly roll down, like all the way behind your knee, and then go all the way down to your ankle. And then you also can turn your leg just a little bit to get the inside of the calf, okay? Turn it out so you can get the outside of the calf, and focus on the spots that are most tender. Whenever you feel like, for me, right about here on the outside, it's pretty tender for me, so I would put more energy, more time right there as opposed to the entire calf muscle. So I'll just hang out here. Similar to what we did with the ball, you can find that tender spot and even put your other leg on top to kind of put some pressure down into it. Hold it for maybe 30 to 60 seconds, breathe, relax, and then you can move on and make sure that you do the other side. Again, you can pause this video, take care of both sides, and then we're gonna move on to the hamstrings, okay? Hamstrings, very similar. You can do one at a time and then roll down, back and forth. Get the inside of your leg, get the outside of your leg. I do want to mention avoid right here. This is your IT band. This is connective tissue. You do not want to roll over this part because it's tissue. You want to roll over the muscle. So avoid just right here, okay? Go back and forth just like this. If you want to do both at the same time, you just have to move this over, support yourself with your hands, and roll, okay? So do this for about a minute. Okay, maybe 2 minutes, depends on how much you feel that your body needs that, okay? So again, you can pause, take care of that. We're gonna do the glutes next, so the butt muscles, okay? So for the butt muscles, same thing, we're just gonna move the foam roller a little bit higher, go ahead and have a seat. Now, the way that I like to do this is I really love to isolate one side at a time. So I'm gonna place, let's say I'm gonna roll my left butt cheek. So the left leg's gonna go over the right leg like this. I'm also going to turn my body a little bit. Woo, and that already gets me because I'm pretty tight right there. So you just hang out here, you roll nice and slow, find those tender spots. ooh, for me is right there. Now, here's what's happening for me that might happen for you. As I'm doing this, it's almost like my muscle feels like it's spasming. You might feel like, the muscle's going crazy. What's happening? Well, you have a lot of tension happening there. The muscle's pretty tight and it's trying to relax. And so you have to help that muscle relax by you yourself relaxing and breathing and just slowing down and almost telling that muscle, like your brain needs to tell that muscle, relax, like everything's all right, don't freak out. And eventually you'll notice that that muscle is gonna give and relax, which is amazing and it's wonderful and that's what you want. If you don't get that happening on this first round, no worries. Do this again next week and you're gonna find that, oh, she's right, it happened, great. So go nice and slow on one side, hang out here a minute maybe, then do the other side as well. You're gonna roll down. And here's another way that you can do this, okay? We're still gonna do the glutes, but now we're gonna turn this foam roller vertically, okay? Sit on it like you did the first time. You can bring your foot up if you want. And now we're gonna go side to side. Ooh, yeah, this is good. I need to do this. Okay, so see how I'm going side to side? I found a tender spot and ooh, my body is not happy. So again, pause this video if you need to. Work on the glutes. We're gonna do the back next. So for the back, we're gonna go back here into a horizontal foam roller, okay? And you're just gonna lay on it. I like to put my hands behind my head just to get them out of the way. You're gonna use your feet to roll down and back up, okay? So hips up, roll down. Now it's really important that if you're feeling pain, if you're feeling this in your bones, in your spine, you don't want that. You wanna avoid that, okay? So if this is hurting you, go ahead and skip this part. If you're like, if maybe you come across a part of your body that you're like, wow, this isn't very tight, maybe I don't need it, you feel free to skip that part, okay? Only go over the parts of your body that you feel are like screaming at you for some TLC, parts that are tender. See, I'm going all the way up. Don't go up to your neck though. And then again, if you need, go ahead and pause this video, work on your back, slowly roll for about a minute, and then we're gonna flip over and then we're gonna do the quads. So for the quads, we'll go ahead and flip over. Well, I'm gonna go this way actually. And similar to the calves and to the hamstrings, we can isolate one side. So if you're gonna do that, you can put this over on one side. And I'm gonna be on my knee, and then this side, my leg is on the foam roller. Now you can be on your hands. If your quads are really tight, then you're gonna wanna be on your hands. And this is how you're gonna start. You're just gonna roll from the knee all the way up to your hip. And just pay attention to the areas that are really tender, okay? If you're like, this isn't so bad, I could go a little bit more, you can go down onto your forearms. This is gonna put a little bit more pressure on your leg so that you're able to really feel those tender spots, okay? Find a tender spot. If you found it, hang out here, sink into the foam roller, breathe, okay? Pause this video so that you can hang out and do your quads and your hips on both sides. And then from there, we're gonna go right into stretching. Okay, so into stretching, I'm gonna put this off to the side. We're gonna start on the floor and we're gonna do just like a manual foot stretch, okay? So we've already rolled out our feet, okay? And you're literally just gonna take your toes and bring them up towards you. You can use two hands, you can use one hand, whatever's best for you, and really think about relaxing your foot and your hand is doing the work of bringing your toes up to your shin and hang out here. You're gonna hold each of these stretches for about 30 to 45 seconds. So again, I'm gonna show you the stretches and I want you to pause this video, do the stretch, and then keep watching the video for how to do the other stretches, okay? So pause this video, make sure that you do both sides, both feet, and now we're going to go ahead and go into a calf stretch. So calf stretch, we're gonna go into downward facing dog, up this way. We're gonna isolate them and go one at a time. So you're gonna try your best to get your heel down towards the mat. If it's not touching the mat, no worries, that's okay. As long as you're feeling a stretch right here in your calves, that's what you want. Now the other foot can go behind the heel right here, and you're just gonna hang out, breathe, relax. Hold this stretch again, 30 to 45 seconds. Make sure that you do the other side. So this is the perfect time to pause so that you can stretch your calves. Next up, we're going to do our hamstrings, okay? right here. Love this stretch, super old school. We're going to just stretch this way, and I want you to keep yourself lengthened and then rotate your torso toward that foot, and then you're going to almost like you're hinging forward. So I don't want you to round your back, okay? I want you to hinge forward, reach for your ankle, reach for your toes, whatever it is that you can grab. Hold this stretch here, again, 30 to 45 seconds. Make sure that you do the other side, okay? So now let's move on, and we're gonna do a QL stretch. This is a lower back stretch. Since we're already in this position, it's almost like you're sitting crisscross applesauce, but you have one foot in front of the other, okay? So right now my right foot is in the front, which means if you look at my knees, see how uneven they are? That's totally fine, that's what you want. So if the right leg is forward, you're gonna lean to the left, place the left arm down. So you see how my knee just shot up? That's because my QL muscle, which is the muscle in your lower back, is really tight. So to stretch it, you're going to actively push this knee away and feel that stretch. Hang out here. Pause this video for 30 to 45 seconds. And when you do the other side, you're going to switch your feet like that and then lean that way and then push away, okay? So after that, let's go ahead and do a butt stretch. Okay, I love this butt stretch here. It's kind of like a pretzel stretch. So I'm gonna take my right leg and go over the left. Now you see how as soon as I did that, my butt just kind of lifted up, my hips are up, right? So you wanna sit back down, okay? And then hug this leg, hug this knee up toward your chest, whew, and hang out here. So you notice that when I'm stretching, I try my best to stay upright. You wanna have good posture as often as you can, even while you're stretching, okay? So hold this, pause this video, 30, 45 seconds. Make sure that you do the other side. And then we're gonna go into a inner thigh stretch. I love this stretch. We're gonna do a reverse frog, okay? So with this one, you're gonna get down here on all fours, well, on your hands and knees. Spread your knees out, okay? And then your feet are gonna go out this way, okay? So you're gonna go nice and wide, and you might already feel a stretch in your inner thighs. That's great. Make sure your butt is not out like this. You wanna tuck your butt in, okay? Tuck your hips in, and then from here, rock back as much as you comfortably can until you feel a stretch. To enhance the stretch, you can go down onto your forearms, hang out here, breathe. Hang out here for 30 to 45 seconds, and then we're gonna move on. So the next stretch that we're gonna do is a half kneeling quad stretch, okay? So half kneeling is just like this. My right foot is in front, left leg is behind. Now this is really important because a lot of people will do this hip stretch, but what they do is they kind of go in and their backs are really arched, right? So you're not really stretching the hips as best as you can. So you wanna make sure that you tuck your hips in, okay? Keeping your hips tucked, then you go into the stretch. You're gonna feel the stretch way more. Okay, hold that here, okay? You're gonna hold just this stretch for about 30 to 45 seconds, and then we're gonna still stay here, but now you're going to reach across and hold this stretch again. So now this stretch is going to increase. You're gonna feel it all the way up here, which is what you want. So pause this video, do those next two stretches on both sides, and then we're gonna move on. And we're moving on to our backs now. Oh, I'm gonna go this way actually. So we're gonna go ahead and lay down. Now I love this stretch because it gives you a little bit of a twist. So we're gonna bring our right foot to the left knee, okay? And then you're gonna twist and drop that knee to the left. Now as I'm doing that, my right arm is reaching. So we're going opposite way. And you're also gonna turn your gaze toward your hand, okay? Now here, if you get some popping in your back and it feels good, great. If it hurts, please stop this video and stop the stretch. So you're gonna hang out. This is the stretch right here. As you're doing this, really lengthen yourself, like reach for the wall on that side. Breathe, relax. Okay, pause this video and stretch for 30 to 45 seconds. And then we're gonna go the other way. From here, we're gonna go into a figure four stretch. This is another butt stretch. So you're gonna make a figure four, okay? Bring your right leg over your left knee, and then you're going to bring that leg up. So you have made a four with your legs, and there's a hole here in the middle. So you're gonna put your right arm in the hole, and you're gonna take your left hand and put that behind your left leg. You can relax that foot, that leg, and then you're going to pull your leg in towards your chest until you feel a nice stretch in your butt. This is stretching the right side, okay? So we're gonna hold this, pause this video, hold it for 30 to 45 seconds, and then make sure that you do the other side. The next thing that we're going to do is a chest stretch, okay? So this one can be a little tricky, okay? But we're gonna try our best. So we're gonna place our arms about like a 90-degree angle right here, both arms, all right? Then, let's say we're stretching the left side. We're going to drop our knees to the right, okay? But as we do that, try your best to keep your hand and your elbow on the floor. Do not let your arms come up, okay? So we're dropping, and then we're going to lift our hips a little bit, almost like we're pushing up, okay? And then as we do that, you're going to feel like a lengthening happening over here on this side, okay? So you're just going to hang out here. Hang out here, pause this video, do this for 30 to 45 seconds. And then to go the other way, it's the same thing. You're gonna go this way, lift your hips up. Oh, my elbow's coming up. Gotta keep that elbow down. You're gonna really feel that stretch, okay? So go ahead and do that stretch. And we're gonna finish, we're almost done. We're gonna finish with some upper stretches up here. So now, we're gonna go into the upper traps, okay? So for the upper traps, I really love sitting on my hand. So let's say I'm stretching, the right side, I'm gonna sit on my right hand, okay? Now, you might see that, or you might find that your shoulder might come up, it might roll forward. You have to actively rotate it back and rotate your elbow so that it's in, okay? Sit nice and tall. You're gonna bring your chin in, so give yourself a double chin, and then you're gonna tilt your head to the left, so the opposite way. Now you might already feel a nice stretch on the side of your neck, all the way across your shoulder, somewhere around here. That's great. If you want to increase this stretch here, all you're going to do is very gently push down on your head, pull it toward that way, feel that nice stretch. I cannot emphasize enough to be gentle here. You're not pulling your head down. It's really just a super small move, okay? Until you feel a nice gentle stretch, this should not hurt. So pause this video, hold this for 30 to 45 seconds. Make sure that you do the same thing on the other side. You sit on your hand and go the opposite direction, okay? So now let's stretch our neck. So this big muscle here, I love stretching this muscle, especially if you're somebody who works at a computer, if you're on your phone a lot, you push your head forward. This muscle, the SCM, gets really, really tight. So we're gonna stretch that out, okay? Very similar to what we just did with the upper traps. You're gonna sit on your hand, okay? Do the little thingy where you can rotate. Bring your chin in, give yourself a double chin, and really lengthen yourself, like think get tall, okay? Then you're still gonna tilt your head to the side. This time though, you're also going to bring your chin up at an angle. Now this, you should already feel a stretch in your neck right here. If you want to increase this stretch, instead of pulling down this way, we're gonna go back at an angle. It's almost like you're just pushing your head back just a little bit more, okay? Make sure that that shoulder's not coming up, keep that shoulder down. And here's where you can pause the video and make sure that you do this stretch for 30 to 45 seconds and then do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so we have one more stretch to do. This final stretch is for the back of the neck. Again, if you have a forward head, if we're looking down at our phones, which I know you are because we all are, this is a really important stretch. You have to stretch the suboccipital muscles. These are the little tiny muscles in the back and the base of your skull. They get really, really tight, okay? So the way that we stretch that is sit nice and tall, bring that chin in, and then you're gonna bring your chin down to your chest. You're gonna give yourself that double chin, and I'm gonna start talking weird because I'm like super bunched up here. So bring your chin down, okay? Hold this here. To increase the stretch, you're gonna gently pull your head down, and this is gonna help you feel a nice stretch in the back of your head. Hold that there for about 30 to 45 seconds. And that's it. This is a nice little recovery day. I hope that this was helpful for you. I do have more resources. If you want to check out what foam roller I have, what ball I'm using, I will link it in the description below. And if you want to check out more programs or routines that I have available, I have a Posture Alignment Academy membership where I have everything available. I will link that below as well. But I hope that if this was helpful for you, let me know in the comments how this went and what else you would like to see more from me, okay? I'll see you on the next one.